Hello, hello, hello from Cherry Ridge Farms. I'm Sherry Mitchell, and this is my friend Kerry, and she's from the Brown County Public Library, and we are fixing to rustle up a good meal today. Are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Are you nervous?
Yes, I am.
She's a little nervous, but that's okay. I hope you're tuning in out there, all my friends watching today. This is a new one for me to do live, a live feed. Usually we tape, and you can cut it and edit things like that. That's just the dogs carrying on out there. So you may hear that, but we'll have a good time here. So what we're going to do today, many of you may know that I write for Seasons Magazine, which is a local magazine that goes in as a supplement to the Claremont Sun, the Ledger Independent, the News Democrat, the People's Defender, and the Ripley Bee. So if you are a subscriber, this magazine goes out to you 6 times in that newspaper. And today we are going to do a fun time brunching. It's a recipe that my daughter concocted for us on my birthday in January. We celebrate 2 days apart, the 13th and the 15th. And she said, come to my house. We didn't do a restaurant, although I liked restaurants, but I really like just being the two of us in her home and being able to chit-chat without worrying about everybody hearing what we're chit-chatting about. So we are going to do, what are we going to do today?
We are doing a maple bacon sweet potato hash.
Have you ever had it?
No, I have not.
You have
but I'm
not?
excited. I'm excited to try it.
All right, well, we have all of our ingredients here, but first I want to get Kerry to share with our viewers what you do at the Brown County Public Library and how we got connected.
Okay, I've been at the library for 7 years, and I started a couple years after that a program called Kerry's Cooking Corner. And before COVID happened, we were doing programs once a month, at the first Friday of every month at 2 o'clock. And we have like different themes and talk about different recipes and stuff like that. And then that's kind of how we got connected. And actually, the Seasons magazine is where I found Sherry.
Yeah.
And saw the different recipes that she does. So I got connected with her about doing a recipe to kind of show all of you guys a little bit, which is kind of neat to be able to do something like this live and be able to actually see how to make this recipe.
In my farmhouse.
That's right.
Yeah, this is my farmhouse. This is not a stage. This is the real thing. Yeah. So that's true. Last year we were all set up to do that, and the COVID thing hit. And
Yep.
right down the tubes, right? So when she called me and said, would you like to do a show again? I said, yeah, but could you come to my farmhouse and I'll show you how to do this recipe. And so she's
Which I think is a lot more fun to do it this way.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, as they say, let's get started. Okay? So I will help you through this, so don't be nervous. The first thing, let's talk about our ingredients. We are going to need a pack of bacon. We are going to need, hold that thought. Ta-da! We're going to need a pack of sweet potato cubes. Okay. We are going to need some maple syrup. Yum, yum. We are going to need some cinnamon. Yum, yum. Ta-da! And then we're going to need some Kerrygold butter because it's the best. And we're going to need some avocados. And we're going to have some sourdough toast. Did I miss anything? You read the recipe?
Yep.
Okay, well if we did, we're going to grab it up as we did. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our bacon opened up.
Okay.
And then she's going to cut that. It's already sliced. So we'll cut that into like 1-inch strips.
Okay.
And while she does that, I'm going to go ahead and get my water on here for our poached eggs that we're going to put on top of this. If you've seen the picture in the Seasons magazine, you will see that. And you could just use those scissors to just go right across.
Okay.
Yeah, just like you're cutting fabric. But you're cutting the bacon. Is that going to work?
Mm-hmm. Yep, works perfect.
Love it. I'm going to grab up a little water and go ahead and get my water hot for some poached eggs. I remember back in the day, my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, Jerry Mitchell, the things we do for men, right? Her husband, Guy, he loved a poached egg on toast. Isn't there a new name for that? Isn't there something, I don't know what it's called, but Anyway, she would actually poach the egg and put it on a piece of toast. In fact, she may have cut out the center. I'm not real sure. That's been a long time ago. But she would do that. And so Christy then was showing me how to do that when we were down at her house. Let's go ahead and get a few of those started in there. That's kind of hot. Hot, hot. Yeah, hear that sizzle? Yep. Oh yes. Let's go ahead and start getting that stirred up. And try to get the leanest bacon that you can get. See how nice and lean that is? You look on that little window on the back of the package. That helps you know what's going on. Oh yeah. There we go. Now we're not trying to cook this to be crispy like you might do if you were making BLTs. We are just going to get it cooked. Okay, I'll let you just we're sauteing.
Okay.
You know what sauteing is, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I've got my water on, I got my burner on. I think you're gonna be good on that temperature right there. Okay, so I'm gonna get my egg. And I have some of these wonderful farm eggs. Aren't those beautiful? I just love them. I absolutely love these. Yeah? Look at those farm eggs. Yes? Yes.
I like farm eggs.
Oh, I love these things. Well, it goes back to my grandma. She always had Rhode Island Reds, and they laid the brown eggs. And I think that you get attached to something when you're a little girl, and you just want to have it all the time. All right, so we got my water going there. I'm going to move this over here to where you were slicing your bacon.
Okay.
And once we get that good and cooked, not crispy, but good and browned, we'll put that lid on and we'll get our sweet potatoes in there, and then that will just simmer until the sweet potatoes are soft. But we don't want to cook it so long that the sweet potatoes are mushy. Okay, because then we would have sweet potato bacon mush, and that would not be good. All right, so let's see. I will do a few things here getting ready. Now, one of the things that I have fallen in love with, maybe you have too, but it's sourdough bread.
That's my favorite.
You love it?
Yes, I do.
I love it. And I found a girl, I think it's called Sourdough Delights. And she's over in Loveland, and she actually makes real sourdough. Now this is really good. I like it. But hers is like an artesian kind of sourdough. And it is to die for. Well, when I had my little health scare last year, I was all about health. I still am. But I found out that the sourdough helps the microbiomes in your gut, which is where your immunity system lives. And so I've just been doing the sourdough bread continually. No white bread. Or I can do a whole grain bread, like a 12 grain bread. Really good for you. The fiber is exceptional good. It's not all, what is it, where they take things out of, when they make a white bread, they take out all the good nutrients and then try to add it back in. So fiber is especially good for you. So either one of these, the sourdough or the 12 grains whole grain, would be great for this recipe. But we'll just go with the sourdough. We'll just go ahead and load up our toaster. Get that ready to go. So, Kerry.
Yes.
You're with the library and you have that cooking corner. What kind of things do you do?
Like I said, we get together. Sometimes I have different guests that come in. I've had guests from Kroger's, from the lavender farm, the shrimp farm that we have out here, and they kind of just talk about what they, specialize in, or like a certain particular dish. And we have people that come in and they'll ask questions, which you guys are more than welcome to ask questions if you have any questions about anything or want to know about anything.
Yes, is there a way on the feed for them to type in a question? Yes? Everybody back there that you can't see is saying, Yes. So somewhere on that, you can type in a question, and then they're going to tell me what your question is. So don't be shy. We love to have questions. I actually went, because I knew it was going to be on your show last year, to go see what kind of a format you had. And it was 2 women, and they were doing seeds. Remember the alfalfa? Oh shoot, what was it? That's it, microgreens. Thank you. Microgreens, and that was really interesting. And so it was really cool. If you're not a part of this and things are better, do be a part of it, because she took pieces of the microgreens off and we got to sample them and taste them and feel what that was like. And a lot of them we had never tried before, but they were delicious, and some we didn't care for. But it was a nice time. There was a good room full of us there doing that. So what she does is a cool thing. Do you normally broadcast on the YouTube channel when you do that, or no?
No, this is just something new that we're trying now because of the whole COVID thing going on, and so we're still kind of in a process where we're slowly trying to start up new things and bring back our programs and things like that, where people can come back in again, and we've now unlocked our doors and people can come in for anything, and so hopefully things are starting to ease up a little bit, that we can get back into doing that again, and people can come in, and we just are watching, like our groups and how many people are in the building at a time and stuff, and so we're working on trying to get that back again.
Did you have to close down completely, or you just had certain standards you had to follow?
No, last year for a little while we had to close down completely. Yeah, and then we just kind of started back very slowly and just kind of keep adding. We've added a few hours. We're open on Saturdays now from 9 to 1, so that's something new, and trying to get back to normal as much as we can.
Easing on in, right?
That's right.
Easing back into that, and we just are so excited to be able to do something like this as we ease back
That's
in.
what I'm trying to get back to. I mean, this is one of our big programs that people really enjoy and they really like, and so I'm trying to do ways that people can still participate, be able to see things, and feel like they've been able to do it safely until we can get back to that.
Where would we be without technology during this? Huh? Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. I participated in my first Zoom meeting. Kind of interesting, and it wasn't hard. So, if you're older, don't be afraid of it. You click a link and you're in the meeting, and it was so cool. But what if we didn't have that?
Right, exactly.
Things would have come to a standstill, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's actually a lot easier than what we first thought it was. But yeah, and like I said, it's much nicer. We can actually be at home and be able to watch these and learn some new things. And
so I don't know if you can see the bacon. Can you lift it up a little bit? Can you see that? Yeah. See the bacon? Now we probably are going to drain some of that grease off of there, and I'll get the stuff to do that. So if you have a really fatty bacon, you might want to go ahead and drain some of that grease off. And I always save the grease, by the way. I don't know if you're grease savers or not.
Yep, I am.
So you keep that little jar of grease in the refrigerator.
Yep.
And
put ours in a coffee mug.
There you go. Mom used to have a little crock. Well, that's the crock. I don't know if you can see that. Let me show it. This was my mom's crock, and she always had this on the back of the stove. We had a white gas range in the old farmhouse, so it stayed nice and cool like it was in a refrigerator, because we didn't have insulation in the walls back in those days, right? But this is what she always kept her grease in. So I just have it on the back of my stove, and I just keep it in a jar. But you can season things without having to have the bacon. So if you open up a can of green beans, you got to put a tablespoonful of this grease in it, and it will be as if you snapped those beans that afternoon and put them into the
I love mine green beans.
Oh gosh, yes.
It's a lot of flavor.
Nothing better. Okay, so let me grab some stuff and we'll drain that grease off here. You just keep on stirring.
Okay.
You just keep on going. Yeah, I'll just get a pan out. How about that? Because I want to
I think I can handle this.
Okay. So we'll just take a colander and another pan, and we'll just set that in there. And ooh, our water is starting to boil. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. And Kerry, if you want to dump that in there, we'll get some of that drained off, because we're still going to have plenty of grease in there. I can tell you that much. That bacon is looking good and smelling good, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to flip that back over. Flip it back over. We're going to move it back over. Okay. And right back over. Want our bacon. Want to grab that one out of there? We got a little...
Nope, yep.
There we go.
Can't lose any bacon.
No. Keep that going. Now I just keep this little jar with a lid, and I just put that right in there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. How's that doing? Good?
Yeah, it's good. It's looking
Doing good. Okay. We're going to let it cook down just a little bit more, but we're going to go ahead and show you how to do this poached egg. Okay? All right. So, to poach the egg in the hot water, which it's a great thing for healthy eaters, because you don't have any of the grease that you might put in the pan if you were going to actually fry the egg. Or you could do this recipe, I think, with a boiled egg. If you have one of them little slicers for boiled eggs,
Yep.
you could lay actually that on top. But we're going to go this route because you might want to do like my mother-in-law. You might want to do a poached egg on toast. That used to be a big thing. Oh, and I think back in the day they used to put hollandaise sauce on it or something.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that might be a cooking show doing hollandaise sauce.
There you go.
All right, so we're going to crack our egg. And what we're going to do is just open it up into the strainer. And what that does is lets the extra runny stuff off. And then we're going to pour it right into our pan. And this actually makes it more compact than a bunch of stringy, although I let a little bit of that bunch of stringy get in there. Yeah. So we're going to do 2 of them. We'll do that again. Oh, doesn't that smell good?
Yes.
Yeah.
It smells the whole house.
So see all that stringy coming off of there, all that excess stringy? Can you see that okay? Stringy? So that just comes off of there. That's what I didn't do, is I didn't tell my grandchildren. Okay, so we put that one in there too. And then we just kind of watch those for the egg white to get solid. We don't want to cook the yolk all the way through, although it wouldn't hurt a thing if it did. All right, so let's go ahead now. I think we're pretty close. We're going to go ahead and open this up and use your scissors again. And we'll go ahead and put them on top and stir them in. So they're going to take just a little bit of time. Yeah, got a little sizzle going on there, didn't we? We can stir that up a little bit. And then at this point, all we're doing is hoping to get the sweet potatoes thawed.
Nice and soft.
Yes. And we'll put our lid on here in just a minute and let those kind of sit and simmer. Yeah. Yeah. And there will be a little grease, which is tasty. Tasty, right?
Flavorful.
Flavorful. Okay. So let's keep our eggs going here. We don't want them to stop. Now, the other thing that's going to go into this recipe, you remember?
Avocado.
No.
Okay.
Guess again. Guess again.
Oh, the cinnamon and the maple.
Yeah. So we've got 1 package of frozen cubed sweet potatoes and 1 pound of thick sliced bacon cut into 1-inch squares. Although I use the thin because the thick takes a little longer, but you can use that however you want. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and then we're just going to scatter our cinnamon all across the top. Okay? So open that up. My God, that's smelling good.
Yes.
Now I got real maple syrup. This time of the year, you know, this is funny. Usually this is quite expensive, but this time of the year, because what? We're tapping trees and we're making new maple syrup, so they're going to get rid and deplete their excess in the warehouses. So this is down to a little over $5 for the bottle. And I don't think it takes as much. Okay, 1. We'll do that sizzle.
Yep.
2. Okay. And when we taste that, we want to make sure we can taste the maple. And if we don't, we're going to put a little more in.
Okay.
So go ahead and sprinkle with your cinnamon, which you got right there. Now this is looking delightful. I'm going to tip my pan here a little bit. Can you see that? Huh? Look at that.
Smells good.
It's smelling like a restaurant in here. Huh? It's smelling like a restaurant. Okay. I'm going to put a couple more. No, I better not do it. I was going to put a couple more eggs in there, but then I just know I'm going to forget which ones were in there longer, right? I just know I would. I know I would. So I'm going to grab another plate out of here. Okay. And we're going to scoop that right up. Put that on our plate. These are going to go on top. I'm going to do 2 more.
Do you want the lid on this?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to simmer now. Okay. We'll just leave that set and we'll test by checking the sweet potatoes. Right?
Yep.
All right, Kerry, it's your turn to do 2 eggs. Change places. Okay. So she's going to crack an egg.
A little bit more.
There we go. She's going to get all the slimy that drips off, the excess off of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. So when you put that in there with that excess, it goes all over the place. Yep. There you go. Okay, we're going to do another one. Actually, let's do 2 more. So we got these good eggs going on here. And while she's doing that, I'm just going to reach over real quick. And I'm going to do a commercial for Kerry Gold Butter. Pure Irish butter. Pasture raised beef. Right? It's delicious. My daughter buys nothing but Kerry Gold. Isn't it cool though to think that this comes all the way from Ireland? So I'm going to put this in this will be for our toast. We're going to put this on our toast. Okay. Gonna rake that across. Yeah. There we go. We got 3 in there now?
Yep.
Perfect. And I'm going to grab a spoon out of here and push this down into our little container. This will be for our sourdough toast. Nothing but the best. And then those just take about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. I've got it up on high. It's not boiling. It hasn't boiled the whole time, actually. It has not boiled the whole time. And we will just let that kind of cook. And this is simmering. I got our butter ready for our toast. We'll do the toast at the very end. But now here's the cool thing. Let's see. We have a new gadget. A little kitchen gadget, right? So, do you know what this is? It's not a magnifying glass.
I'm assuming it has something to do with the avocado.
You're right. You are so right. You are so right. All right. And this, I don't know, this just looks wrong. I don't know, it just looks wrong. But this is a cover. So if you're only going to eat half of your avocado, you can cover it up, right? To keep it. All right. So we're going to, I'm going to turn this around like this. Can we see her little cutting board area there if I move things, everybody? Can you see this okay? Right here? Okay, so you're going to do this. Move this right here. All right. Oops. So I washed my avocados, okay? Now I've not used one of these, but Christy used one day and she made it look so simple. So for today I had to order one, okay? So here's your avocado.
I've never used one either, so.
Me either. It's a learning experience,
That's right.
A 3-in-1 avocado slicer, an all-in-one tool. All right, so you're gonna take the cutter and you are going to cut the avocado all the way around.
Oh.
All the way. Like you would do a pear, right?
It's actually pretty soft.
Yeah. Okay, and I think I'm gonna flip these eggs while you're doing that. Because they're kind of floating to the top. And get that side good. Okay, got that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then you're gonna separate it with your little knife. So make it come apart.
We actually have a question.
Yeah!
They are labeled as Centaur in Georgetown, Ohio wants to know, is Jeffy taste testing?
Jeffy? Jeffy went to get a battery for the car that's dead out in the carport. If he gets back, he will. But I will tell you this. And who was that again?
They're labeled here as Centaur.
Centaur. Well, Centaur, tell us who you are so I can tell Jeff that you asked. He actually taste tested yesterday because I did a little run through to make sure I knew what I was doing since it was January that I had done this before. And he gave it a big thumbs up. He loved it. But if he gets back, we'll put him on the film and we'll let you see that. Okay, so now you take this part and you put it over the, I guess that's the nut, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somehow you get it out of there. Oh my God, did you see that? Huh? Did you see that?
Came right out.
About that. Okay, sweet. And then here's the beauty of this, okay? You are gonna take that part, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna slide through and it's gonna slice it. Okay, do you wanna see the picture one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just go as close to that as you can. Oh, I'm gonna get my eggs out. I think they're ready. Woo! One, whoops. That one almost went right off the plate. 2, 3. How's it doing?
Now, that part's not quite as easy.
Oh my goodness. Where are those slices? Oops. I better pay attention to what I'm doing over here. Okay.
There we go.
That's a little
bit
better. Okay, you're gonna do better on the next one. Actually, we have another one over here. You'll be really good by the time we do all those, right? All right.
Let's hope so.
So, we're gonna put a couple more eggs in, folks, because we're gonna feed the whole crew. Oh my gosh. Can't even, oh, there it went. I didn't think I was gonna get that one opened up. How are you doing over there? Good?
Trying.
Is there a trick to it, I wonder? Does the avocado not feel ripe? Maybe that's what's wrong.
I don't know. I don't eat avocados.
Well, you sure do mutilate them. You don't eat them, but you mutilate them, for goodness sake. Oh, boy. And there's how not to slice an avocado, folks. All right.
Yeah, don't watch me
Oh,
on this
my
part.
goodness. That is so pitiful. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Well, you know that we have one more avocado.
I know.
So you ought to be
Of
good.
course we do.
Yes, here you go. Okie dokie. Well, you're real
I
good.
can get steps 1 and 2 down, but
You're real good at opening them and denutting them.
Yes.
I mean, taking the nut out.
slicing them, not so much.
Yeah. All right, so I got one more egg and then my job over here is done. Oh. Now this is a great, let's just go here. Brunching is our new way to celebrate in our family. If you read the Seasons magazine, you would have seen last year during this whole COVID thing, we were trying to get together for Mother's Day. And being COVID, you couldn't go out to eat, but we had such a hard time on getting everybody's time schedule to match up. So Christy finally called and said, hey, how about a brunch on Sunday? And I said, sure, that would be fine. She said, everybody can make that for a few hours and let's do that. So we did. And she organized the whole thing, and everybody kind of took their, I better not lose track of what I'm doing here and help you out, because I think your bacon is doing good, it sounds like. Hold that thought. Oh yeah, this is doing good. Everybody came with their thoughts for their entree. Like if you were doing French toast, you brought your eggs and your cinnamon and your milk, or I had milk. If you thought I had what you needed, it's okay. And the griddle, if you had a griddle, or if you had a hot plate or something to keep what you were cooking warm. So I turned the heat down because we were starting to get just a little too hot in here. Smells delicious though, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh. Anyway, so we did our first brunch, and I have 3 tables. You can't see them, but I have 3 tables, and this is my dining hall on that side of me, on the camera side. And we pushed all those 3 tables together so we'd feel like we were at one big banquet table. How you doing over here? Oh boy.
There.
So instead of slices, we're going to have a dollop of avocado on this, which won't matter one darn bit, right? Won't matter. If we had one of those cake decorators, we'd shove it in there and squeeze it out, right?
That's right.
Okay, so don't lose track of your stuff here. That's a lot of things to take care of, right?
That's right.
All right. All right, so my eggs are almost done. And Kerry, taste, we're going to do a little taste test here. We need to know if we need to add just a little bit more of the cinnamon and the maple, because I like it to be flavorful. Do you?
Yes, I do. Got a peek in there.
Mmm.
Perfect.
You think it's good?
Mm-hmm.
I do too. Yum. All right, and the sweet potatoes were just nice and soft, but not mushy, right? Perfect. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to push my toast down. Whoops. Push my toast down. There we go. I'm going to grab out my other eggs. And we have a plate full of poached eggs, a bunch of them, and they're really good for you. And I don't know where to put everything because I'm a messy cook, as you can see, right?
So am I.
I'm a messy
as
cook.
You can see.
I am a messy, yes! Messy cook. All right, let me just throw these eggshells right there. Got a little garbage can there.
I've always told the messy cooks are the best cooks, right?
That's right. That's right. I love to cook. I just wish somebody came in afterwards to clean up the mess.
Right.
That's what you really want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to empty out this water somewhere. Now these, I have to tell you this, these are Emerald's pans. Does everybody know who Emerald is? He's a cook. He's that BAM guy, right?
Emerald Gossip.
Yeah. So I know that these, because the bottoms are extra heavy, hold heat. So I'm just going to slide my eggs right back into that pan because I don't think a cold egg would be as good. And I'll just set them right there for us. We got this done. We're waiting on our toast. I turned the heat down so that we didn't have to worry about. Now this is the hard part for a cook, okay? Is getting everything timed.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Getting it timed to come out to where it's hot. So you don't want the eggs to cool off.
Right.
You like the toast to be hot. I do anyway. You didn't want to leave the lid off and that to cool off. And, you know, we got to figure out what we're going to do with that. It'll be just fine. It will be just fine, won't it? All right, so.
It tastes good. It might not look good, but it'll taste good.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right, so we're going to get a plate here. We are going to taste this, by the way. Presentation is everything. Look at all that mess. We're waiting on that toast to pop up there. Got that ready. I think we are going to be good. So let's see what it looks like again. Again, by the way, if you wanted to know, these are available at the Brown County Press office in Mount Orb. They're probably available at the Ripley Bee or the Claremont Sun or the Ledger Independent or the News Democrat or the People's Defender also at their offices. I'm sure they have copies. So you can just swing in there and get a copy. They have extras. They have some of the other ones still in there. Yes. And so here's the presentation that we're going for. So we're going to have the toast with Kerry gold butter. We're going to have the avocado on that and our egg on top. And our hash, our maple bacon sweet potato hash alongside of that. Okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Where's that butter? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're going to let you butter up the toast. Okay. And here's two more toast. And let's go ahead and we'll do a couple more. Okay. We are rocking and rolling here, aren't we?
Yep.
Huh? Oh, and don't be stingy. Just slather it right on there. Oh, yes. Delish. Okay, so now we're going to take the plate. I'll go ahead and have one. Just one. Okay. And then our avocado. Okay. Now, I would lay slices on this toast. But, well, maybe I can. Maybe you didn't do as bad as you might be feeling really bad about. I think I see some slices here that are going to work out wonderfully well.
It was the avocado. It was too soft.
That's right.
That's what we're going to go with.
And you know what? I could see this being really fun of putting it in one of those cookie presses.
Yeah.
And then squirting out a beautiful design. I could see that being really adorable. Now, you know Joanna Gaines, if everybody knows Joanna Gaines, she did the avocado on toast. And that was huge. And their sign out front said, honk if you like avocado toast, because they didn't know if they were going to put it on their menu down in Waco, Texas at Magnolia Table, which Christy and I have been to, and we've eaten there. And people would go by and honk, honk, and he was just floored. He could not believe that somebody really would want that. And of course, we're going to grab up a few of those
pretty berries.
Fruit is so important for your diet. This new program that I've been following since I had my health scare last year has been fruits and vegetables. 5 vegetables, 2 fruits a day, whole grains, and nothing man-made. And that is hard to do. Mm-hmm. It is hard to do. But it does make you feel so good. Okay? So we got a little fruit on there. Now, Becky, grab up your wooden spoon. And we are going to throw a little sweet potato hash right there on the side. Wow, I can't believe this went so fast.
I know.
Huh? It went really fast.
Really, really good.
And you weren't nervous? You were worried that you would be, but you weren't. Right? Now, if you wanted to follow me, I do other things. You can go to my website, Sherry, S-H-E-R-R-Y, the old-fashioned way, Phillips, P-H-I-L-L-I-P-S, Mitchell, M-I-T-C-H-E-L-L.com. And that's my blog and my website, and I will post things. The videos that I do are out there, and a lot of my old-fashioned recipes that appear in my book. And by the way, I know that the library has a copy of this in all of their branches, and you can check them out. And these go way back, memories and recipes to when I was a little girl learning how to cook eggs in a cast iron skillet. And I did terrible for a long time. So I just know your skills as the avocado lady is going to get better and better and better. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to move that little piece of bacon off of those blueberries. By the way, blueberries are a superfood. You want to include those every day. All right, so can you see this? I'm going to move this over. Is that not lovely? Huh? We'll get a better picture for you in a minute, but I hope that you can see that.
It looks really, really good.
Thanks for coming to the farm, Becky. Now we're gonna sample this in just 1 second, okay? We are. I'm gonna get you a fork
Thank you for
out.
having us too.
Yes, it's been fun. It's been lots of fun. Now in the Seasons magazine, there are like 5 other brunch recipes. So this Sunday is Easter. If you wanted to do a brunch bar, there are some recipes in there for that. You could actually email me. If you go to my website, there's a contact page, contact Sherry. If you want a recipe, this recipe, contact me that way. I will send it over to you today so you can have it for Sunday morning for Easter.
That would be good.
All right, so here you go, Becky. Get a little bit. I'm sorry, it's not Becky. It's Kerry. Well, you just turned into a Becky. You turned into a Becky on me.
That's who did the bad avocado.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's beautiful. Well, hold that. Get you a bite. I'll let you get a bite first. That's kind of hot. We really needed to be able to get that out of our way.
Yeah, this is very, very good.
And I'm going to get a little bit of this avocado and this egg. Avocado toast, an egg, and that chunk of bacon.
I'm gonna have to make this. This is good.
Delish.
Yes, it is. My kids would like this.
They would. Now that the library's open, get up there and get a book. Do you know that I became a writer because I read Laura Ingalls Wilder's book when I was 9 years old? That was my inspiration.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
It's been fun. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. Next time,
Bye.
Cherry Ridge Farms.
Thank you.
Bye.